Year 2010. Hope you're enjoying your nice relaxing Saturday morning. So we turn our attention to our special guest, and as I said in our introduction, Brad Hornstein, undoubtedly the best all-round player playing in the Geelong Cricket Association, recognised around the country, and in about half an hour's time the wheels will be rolling as he sets off to captain the Victorian country cricket side in the Australian Country Cricket Championships being played up at Albury. Again, another honour to is a collection of honours so far. Brad, congratulations, and you're obviously looking forward to a good round of cricket.
Yeah, thanks, Roy. Yeah, it's good to be able to captain the Victorian countryside again. I certainly enjoy playing in that format and playing with different players and taking myself away and testing myself again. But it's, I'm looking forward to being up there and playing.
And you've got a couple of Geelong mates joining you in Andrew Ferguson and Alex Cairns.
Yeah, both players have been in top form this year in Geelong. Fergie's come back from a bit of an injury, but he's a talented player. And Alex Cairns has certainly taken control of Geelong Cricket and is a very, very dangerous player.
And how do you rate the overall chances of the Victorian side? Because we've always had a strong run of opportunity in the Australian Country Championships.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to predict where you're going to go. We've certainly got a good side. We're playing a few more all-rounders this year with the inclusion of 2020 format as well. So it makes it harder to sort of pick a proper side, considering there's two-day cricket, one-day cricket and 2020 side. So ACT and Northern Territory have come in for the first time since I've played. I know they've played before, so I'm not sure how they'll go. So you just don't know what sort of teams they said and how good they'll be also. So look, you just got to be on your ball every day, because obviously, like every side, they've all got good players, and if you're not awake or on form, they can do some damage to you.
Just switching the focus to your local club, Brad, I know taking a look at the South Barwon website, there's a little slogan on there that says, "The time is now." Is that the way the club's approaching the season? That season 2009-2010, with the side that you've got together at the moment, having brought a few recruits in, is really capable of doing big things in the GCA?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've sort of been able to build together a pretty good side, and we lost the premiership 2 years ago. Got washed out last year in the final series when we were playing some pretty good cricket, and this year we've recruited some good players that are in top form. So we like that slogan saying that it's time is now, because we think that you've got to take your opportunities when it's there, because it can quickly slide away.
Obviously, recruits have came in and had a big impact on the field. How have they fitted in off the field as well? Because I know a lot of them did. All three of the ones that have been playing first 11 cricket came from Newcomen District, obviously with them being demoted. How have they fitted in off the field?
Yeah, absolutely no problems. All the recruits have fit in well, and you would have thought they've been playing at South Barwon for a lot of time. So it's good signs to see that they're in good form, all four of our recruits, and have certainly fitted in as well as anyone would have liked.
Taking us back up to Albury, Brad, what sort of conditions can you expect up there cricket-wise, wickets and outfields?
Well, the conditions up there are fairly similar here, probably a little bit hotter, but from talking to a couple of the boys that are up that way, they said there should be some fairly quick wickets that have a little bit of spin later on, which is obviously a good wicket to play on. So, yeah, I think we'll be looking at making some big scores when batting, or else you could be in the field for a long day. And
also with the ball, because you being an all-rounder, you're tested in the middle order when you've come in and made many runs, and you also enjoy that red cherry when you get hold of it.
Look, I'd love to be bowling all the time. I mean, it's good that we've got teammates you can pass the ball to, but I think like all bowlers, you should be wanting to bowl all the time. But yeah, look, the options are there to toss the ball around to a lot of players up there. We've played some spinners and also got a couple of all-rounders that can bowl a few medium paces too after the quicks are finished.
Just while we're talking about bowling, you're the leading wicket taker at South Barwon at the moment with 11 wickets. Is a little bit of a concern. I know the leading wicket takers in the comp are around about 20 at the moment. Do you need a few guys to just improve that little bit with the ball, and is that the big area that you're going to be focusing on for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I definitely agree. We probably need to pick up our bowling a little bit, but I think it was probably after the round 3 or 4 we'd hardly taken any wickets, and that was when the real concern was. I think the last few weeks have bowled sides out and been with everyone else, but earlier on, we discussed that and said that we weren't taking enough wickets. So if you're not taking wickets, you've got to make sure you've made some big scores, and sort of luckily we've been able to do that. So, look, we'll certainly be putting a lot of pressure on our bowlers to take more wickets, but, while you're winning games, you've got to take them the best you can.
180 runs off your own bat too at Christmas. Is there room as well for improvement in your game after Christmas?
Well, definitely. I mean, I'd put high expectations on me batting, and I've got away 3 or 4 times and found ways to go out. So I certainly know I need to improve my own batting form. But as I said, the team's going really well with some other great performances from a couple of the other boys. So we're winning at the moment, and I think the form really needs to come second half of the year if you want to play in the final series.
And relentlessly on the trail of more and more cricket, Brad Hornstein, when he returns from Albury, will head up the Geelong Cricket Association Country Week squad, which will be playing in Melbourne from February 15 to 19. Currently a 17-man squad, but next week due to be trimmed back to 14. Looks very impressive with the names that are there. It must be a difficult task to trim it back now with those final 3.
It's definitely a tough task. We've got so many good players around that have put their names forward. And as you said, Rawlo, we've got 17 players at the moment, and all of those could play quite easily, but we've got to trim it to 14. So still waiting on just a couple just to work out whether they can fully get the week off. But if it comes down to having to pick a side, well, unfortunately, that's what the selectors have to do. So the coaches and that will sit down and make the right choices, I'm sure.
I think this is one of the very important things, viewers, is there has been many discussions over recent years in relation to the Geelong Cricket Association putting their best side on the park. And I think, Brad, there's been an expectation from the cricket following people, the public, thank you, Tim, that if we put our best side on the park, we'd win it every time. But availability is a very, very important factor that must be taken into consideration.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of people assume that if Geelong put their best side on, they'd win all the time, but it's not necessarily the case. We took probably one of the best teams away last year I've been involved with, and didn't make the final. The year before, maybe it wasn't as good a side, but we lost the grand final. And I think also availability of other teams around Victoria also determine what happens. If Mornington put their best side in, everyone would be in trouble. So I think you just need to be there, turn up on the day, and whoever you've got playing should be, and hopefully he was good enough to win a game.
A lot of people around the Geelong cricketing community, Brad, wouldn't know too much about the fact that you've got an intellectually disabled side playing in the competition that obviously happens around Geelong and also up in Melbourne. Just tell us a little bit about those guys and the role they play around the club. Yeah,
they've been playing with South Barn now for 2 or 3 years, and it's a great place to be for the guys that are playing in the team. They have their game against different sides on Sunday afternoons, and occasionally a few training sessions down with the boys. But at the end of the year, we've often been down there for their presentation nights and stuff, and the boys really get around and are pretty happy. And I think last year when we played at the MCG in the 2020 comp, a few of the boys came up as well, which was really good to see.
Leading away at South Barwon, Glenn Hornstein, thank you very much. We'll take a break on the Geelong Cricket Show and we'll be back to talk Geelong Cricket Association after this.